What's up, everyone? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and the quick tip I want to talk about today is being fearful when everyone else is greedy and being greedy when everyone else is fearful. So, for the past 10 years, pretty much, everyone's been greedy as hell because the market, whether it's stock, real estate, you name it, has gone up, up, and up, with an occasional dip, which you could just buy religiously and always be right. And it's when those environments get extended, they last a long period of time, is when I really turn into a scaredy cat because, again, be fearful when everyone else is being greedy. And I've been talking about this for a while, especially a lot last year, talking to people about, don't overextend yourself, be careful. I was like, because at some point there's going to be a pullback, and we don't know if it's going to be, a methodical, organized one, or if it's going to be some kind of, big catalyst that just sends the market, cascading lower. And that's where we find ourselves, and everyone's freaking out, whether it's stocks, real estate, you name it. It's interesting times, even with people that own rental properties, trying to maybe refinance out, things like that, worrying about if they're going to get rent, the next month or two paid, as a lot of people are losing jobs. So, ironically, with all that said, and this is why you want to keep cash reserves. This is a reason why I like to keep equity in my properties, instead of essentially, being leveraged to the gill, and having no equity. Because the bottom line is, I have technically available capital to tap, and if we do get a pullback, I have a cushion, and I don't have to worry about going underwater on my properties. At least, most likely I won't. So now actually is the time that you want to be greedy. You want to stop being greedy as stocks have gotten crushed, as there might be some opportunities in the real estate market in the coming months. But at the same time, you still need to be patient. I personally am starting to look at stocks, but it'll probably be still a few months before I really go head first in. But the bottom line is, who wants to own stocks right now? Who do you know that's talking about buying stocks? Maybe some people are like, oh, maybe I should try, and do you think I should try and buy yet? Which probably means it's still too early. We got to get to that point where no one wants stocks. And at that point, that's the time to buy. So that's the quick tip, basically. Now that everyone is fearful, this is when you should actually be looking to be greedy, as opposed to this time last year where no one was fearful, everyone was greedy, and I was the quote unquote scaredy cat. And some people were looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? You're leaving money on the table, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, not really. I'm being prudent and hopefully putting myself in a position to succeed when we do get a market downturn, because obviously inevitable. At some point, it's got to happen. 10 plus years, well overdue. And that's not to say that you shouldn't do deals in an expanding market. I talked about this in a prior video. You still want to do deals, just make sure you buy right, and you cash flow in regards to rental properties. When it comes to stocks, you try and buy solid companies, maybe companies that pay dividends, things like that, or companies that aren't as affected by downturns, or maybe not the type of downturn. I mean, think about it. Right now, Walmart, grocery stores, Amazon, they're actually doing rather well. There's a lot of other areas that are getting crushed, and there's some stocks that are unjustly getting hit that probably will do well. Think about Visa. Visa's getting wrecked right now, but I mean, yeah, in-person payments are down. We're not swiping our cards everywhere, but people are still buying like crazy online. And what are they using? They're using their credit cards. And obviously, that's not a stock pick or investment advice. That's just an example. So, yeah. If you do have a war chest, so to speak, and you have the ability to, go deal hunting and invest, I would say that over the next 3 months, that's what you should focus on. Find those diamonds in the rough, so to speak, and buy at these bargain prices. I mean, heck, that's obviously Warren Buffett, his strategy, and he talks about that all the time. Being greedy whenever everyone else is fearful, and vice versa. So, with that said, yeah, do the opposite of human nature in the end, and still be careful though. You got to be prudent while you're doing this. But yeah, it's better to be greedy now than it was 12 months ago. But ease into it, because I still think we have a lot of things to play out with the stock market and the real estate market over the coming months, and it'll be interesting. Anyway, see you on the next one. Everyone, be safe and take care.